Hi, this is Kelly of KD Web, teaching you to make an impact through SEO and website design. Today we're looking at resizing photos. In this tutorial, we will resize JPEGs. JPEGs are better for photographs. JPEGs contain less data than a PNG, for example, so they compress better when you're using photographs. PNGs support transparent backgrounds and therefore they're better for vectors. The size of your JPEG really depends on what you're going to be using it for or where you're going to be using it on your website. Hero images across the whole of the screen would need to be up to 1920 pixels to look good on a larger monitor. But smaller images could be scaled down to 640 pixels if they're going to sit beside text and then stack on a mobile. Either way, I want to introduce you to a free photo editor called Gimp. Just go to gimp.org to download and install it, or hop over to the Microsoft Store. Open up Gimp and we will start to resize those photographs for your website. Right, so we've got Gimp open. Let's go File, Open, and we can open up our picture. We can obviously also drag in from Windows Explorer. So when you drag an image in or try to open something up, it asks you if you want to convert the image. Just hit convert, that's fine. No need to change the settings in here. All we're going to do is scale down and then compress the image. So we just go into Image and Scale Image. Now, because this is a portrait image, it's not a horizontal image, I'm going to use it as a smaller image on my website somewhere next to some text. Make sure this chain is together here, because that will ensure that the image width and height scale down at the same time. So say I put this as 640, press tab, and the height will change as well. So it's relative to the original size of the image. The resolution is fine at 300 pixels per inch. We used to put this down to 72 ppi for the web, but really this setting is totally irrelevant, especially after you compress it. So we're just going to hit scale. Now this isn't the size of our image, it's at 25% here on the screen, so just put that up to 100. This is the size of image that you will be putting onto your website. Let's compress this image now within Gimp. Go File, Export As. We could select a file type here, select JPEG. There we go, JPEG. We'll need to change the file name because capital letters and spaces are no good for the internet. For search engine purposes, we want to call it something to do with what's actually in the picture. So horse dash snow, blinkers, and sleigh. And we'll just check which folder we are saving this in. You can see the path here. I'm going to hit export and then the JPEG dialog box will come up. So we're exporting image as JPEG. Now what we want to do here is reduce the quality of the image. If I tick the show preview in image window box, we can actually see as I reduce the quality what happens to the image. So let me just put this on, 5 and press tab to make that take. And then this is what happens to the image. So we don't want to go down to 5. This is now 13.8 kilobytes, which would be really good, really fast on the web. But obviously this image is looking really bad right now. Let's get it back up to 70% possibly. Hitting tab again so I can see it. That is not looking too bad. If you're a photographer or something like that, you're going to want a really sharp image. But as a website designer, I'm more concerned on the speed of the image. So I could take it all the way down to 75 and really not be bothered by that quality of the image. So it's about getting this balance. So I'm happy with that. It's gone down to 80.1 kilobytes. It's best to get it down to the smallest amount of kilobytes that you can get it down to without jeopardizing the quality too much. But I am going to export this. Now let's look at the same process in Adobe Photoshop. So again, we'll go File, Open, or I'll just drag my image in once more from Windows Explorer. We can go straight to image size, very much like the Gimp photo editor, and we can resize that to 640 again. Again, we need this little chain, this link clicked on rather than off, so that they resize together, the width and the height. So 640 pixels. We're fine at whatever resolution we want to. It doesn't really matter, but as long as this width and height, that's what we need to concentrate on. Resampling automatic, fine. Just go with the default settings at the moment. Click OK. We'll need to put this 25% at the moment, so we need to put that up to 100 via the keyboard, hitting enter, or we can use this zoom tool here. Now we want to compress. So what I love about Photoshop is you can compare the two. So if I go, when I want to compress, I'll go to File, Export, Save for Web. I can just see the original if I want to. Make this a little bit bigger. Or I can see 2up, which I really like because you can compare the original, and that's at 1.4 meg, to the one that we're compressing, the optimized image, and that's now 136K. So up here you can see that we can change it to a PNG if we wanted to, but we want to export as a JPEG. I can take this quality down quite a lot more. You could use your preset settings here and go all the way down to low. You can see the quality is 10. It's really quite bad quality. So I'm going to put it back up to 50, possibly. That's looking okay. It's 118 kilobytes at the moment, so I could get this down a little bit more. I'd like to try to get under 100, but the quality of the horse is going down quite rapidly now. So that's what I'll stick with. But you can mess around with this quality as much as you like. I'll just hit save, and I can again rename it as something that is SEO friendly and that explains what is going on in the image. So that is done. Now your image is ready to add to a website.